doing this from my kitchen. It felt like a fitting environment to speak about this
I
movie.
love that. That's fabulous. And I love that color.
Well, thank you very much. It took me a long time to find that. But anyway, I won't kill up the 5 minutes talking about paint. I've done that before, but I really have. There's such a kind of there's an overstated kind of surrealistic element to this narrative, and I thought it really kind of gave you a real like license to run away with this character and have
Yeah.
some fun. How enjoyable experience was it when you're kind of given that freedom to really sort of explore the kind of the more surrealistic elements to life, I suppose.
Oh, I loved it. I felt very freed by it. Once Chef really gets going in there, like it, you can just go. And working with Bridget and Danielle, our directors who actually wrote the screenplay as well, like they let me run wild and then would reel me back in if I needed to. But that's the mark of a great working relationship, you know? Um, I felt very freed by the exploration of this character's, masculinity and her femininity and where they meet in the middle. Um, and I've had a lot of fun kind of going out on a limb, being an absolutely horrible person and then having to learn from that, like I definitely, I don't feel like I myself am very much like Chef in that way. I strive to do things differently, but man, it was odd and fun to walk in her shoes for a little bit.
Of course, you're playing sort of an unnamed character. I'm
Mhm.
interested to know, do you give them or give her a name, I should say? Or, I mean, you don't need to tell me what it is. I'm just interested to know if you felt for your own process you had to kind of give her that identity.
I didn't, because
Mm,
to me, Chef told me a lot. Like, this
mm,
is a person who's 100% defined by her work. There's no such thing as a work-life balance. It is all work. And I know I myself have felt like I didn't have anything to define myself by but my work. And I think there are a lot of people who could relate to that. So I didn't need to give her a name. That was her name. Well, and I also think it also was really wonderful giving the character a base, because you get to see the kitchen that like literally made her in the fire, right? And all the personalities that she's been immersed in. And that happens from the top of the film, right? And you learn a lot in a short amount of time about who she is just from that one scene.
yeah. And we've seen with sort of shows recently, a bit like Boiling Point and obviously like The Bear,
Yeah.
the kitchen as a kind of set, it lends itself so greatly to cinematic storytelling. Why do you think it is? What do you think makes it such a kind of an exciting stomping ground for quite compelling and kind of captivating stories?
Ooh, well, the stakes are so high in a kitchen, and what's interesting is like when a kitchen is bare, when it's clean and no one's in it, it looks like the most serene place. And then the second it's go time and the clock is ticking and it's filled with people and the flames are running high, the drama's there, even if it's subtle. There's so much energy in a combined, confined environment. So how could you not expect there to be grand explosions and also great, euphoric moments of culinary success?
Yeah.
I think that environment does lend itself to great drama.
Yeah. And I mean, the kitchen's an extremely sort of pressurized environment. I've worked
Yeah.
in a kitchen before doing dishes, and it was honestly the most stressful thing in the world. But the only one of the things I can sort of compare it to a little bit is sometimes a kind of set, like a movie set or a TV show set.
Sure.
Because I'm just interested, could you see any kind of comparisons, and how do you manage kind of stress and pressure? Do you have a kind of process to stop things getting on top of you?
Oh,
Mm.
well, I do agree with that assessment. I think a kitchen and a movie set are very similar. In fact, our writer directors, Danielle Crudy was a camera gal for a while, and so a lot of both of their lived experiences are kind of infused in this film, which is fun. I thrive in chaos. I don't know what that says about me, but I love a puzzle. And to me, a set is a big puzzle, and figuring out, okay, honestly, none of it's about me. I'm the last piece of the puzzle, and it takes, so many people to come in and do their specific job, and we all have to work together for the puzzle to be completed, if that makes sense. So I process it by minding my own business and being very aware that of everybody's effort, including my own. And that helps kind of alleviate the pressure. And when I do feel the pressure, I love to meditate. Those are my like practical ways of doing it, I suppose.
And just very finally before I go, are you handy in the kitchen? And if so, what's your signature dish?
I am now. I learned quite a few things and during the making of this film, and I'm very proud of my knife skills actually. I love to make I believe in a roasted vegetable, and I believe in a beautiful pasta. I tend to go gluten-free, and there's some great gluten-free pastas out in the world. But I love to make cobbler.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a cobbler person. Apple cobbler. Like make your apples in whiskey before with like nutmeg and cinnamon, and then add them to the cobbler. Like, mwah, beautiful. Or like I love a peach cobbler in the spring because I'm from the South and there's nothing better than a Georgia peach. Also, it's just like the easiest thing in the world. Cuppa, cuppa, cuppa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, I too believe in the roasted vegetable, and that's a lovely note to end on. Thank you so much, Ariana, for speaking to me today.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with the movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey, you guys!